Virgo, welcome back. We are here to do your July astrology as well as the psychic read. I'm laughing and I've got my cupboard off to the left because I started your video, I got all the way to the end and I didn't press play. So we're round 3. It literally is round 3. So you might be trying to deal with something 3 times. Let's get well into your read because I've even got into pulling clarifiers. Now, what I've found through this process, there are going to be some extremely intense dynamics when it comes to connections this month for you. I have pulled your romance house. I've pulled your ruin. Okay, this relates to Raven. It's also Odin energy. Saturn's going direct, which is very much the frequency of Odin. And it's funny because when it does come to your luck, there's a lot of you taking the bull by the horns, I feel, and you're trying to move the energy forward this month. I feel a great deal of planning. I'm also feeling with Neptune and Pisces in retrograde till the end of the year, pretty much, it does fall in your relationship sector. So all things connections, your contracts, your partnerships, your relationships, can be twin if you're a twin, whatever that resonance is, it's your interconnections are going to be really under the microscope during this time. And it's almost like I'm seeing truth serum. The delusional energy being kind of dissolved, shadow energies coming up to be moved forward through. On the 27th of this month, there is going to be a squaring aspect to your emotion house. Juno is also in Libra till about October, I believe. Now, for you, that is your energy of your professional resources, your self-esteem, white goods, etc. But it's very much, I'm feeling at an energetic level, your self-esteem. Now, on the 27th, we've got Venus going direct. The nodes of Gemini and Venus is going to be squaring Neptune. So what this means is, when it comes down to maybe people talking shade on you, not seeing the value of what you really are, which is coming through in your career sector, I'm going to guide you through this so that you can utilize this energy the best. Try and be patient on the 27th. There can be some blockages surrounding that. You might be pulled and pushed in different directions, and throat chakra is coming through very heavy for you. Now, also with Chiron in Aries retrograde, it is for 6 months. There is the 8th house placement, and I'm seeing you use a SIF. So the SIF is coming down to, okay, who's with me, who's not? Who's working with me, who's not? Very 7th house placement. You're really going to be able to cut through the red tape and see the truth of these situations and be able to make a solid decision. Now, moving into the beginning of the month, I will say it is a little bit like a giraffe being born. When it's first born, it is theoretically strong, but it needs to get its bearings. So it's a little bit wobbly, and within a few hours, it actually is able to stand very firmly on its feet and stand tall. I'm kind of getting that frequency coming through for you guys. And I heard a YouTuber, I've forgotten her name, so apologies ahead of time, but it was a beautiful analogy to the frequency of what I'm sensing with you guys. Now, the Capricorn eclipse on the 5th is hitting your 5th house. That is very much your romance, birth, children, and luck. Now, let's tuck into your read. I've got your romance house here, but again, your whole month is going to be relating to this. The first month of retrograde for Neptune, I do feel is going to be a bit testing for all of us collectively. But I feel once we get our bearings through that and we understand the beauty in the actual frequency, you are going to see the benefits of it because you're going to have clear, decisive energy to decide what you're going to do with people, how you're going to be dealing with them, looking at a bit of mirror work as well. It is going to benefit us. Initially, we may not feel so. It can be a lot of frustrating energy, especially since we will be having Mercury retrograde in Cancer for most of the month moving into August. So let's get into this. Past energy, really trying to focus on your career sector, maybe even money, trying to get everything together, maybe having, and I'm feeling a lot of responsibility. So it doesn't have to be that you've been working hard. Whatever you've been working on has felt hard work, but you have been, I'm sensing almost the need to have tunnel vision. not having time to complete all tasks, looking at things, but having to really have that goal in mind. And your belief system, especially with the 8th house placement. 8th house placement is falling for you guys with the wounds house, okay? Chiron and Aries, it's retrograde. You're tapping into it, and it's sort of the house where we learn to work together. So with finances, it might have been you and nobody else. Then even if you're learning the give and take in energies, and that similar to being at work. If you're working, you're getting your pay pack at the end of the week. If then they keep missing your pay pack, you're looking at it and it's the 8th house is like, look, this isn't working. But that's where I'm feeling the throat chakra energy coming through. There might have been a lot of burdens on your plate. Now, where you're coming to at the moment, I'm feeling as though you guys are actually going over paperwork, print. You might even be, for some reason, I'm really picking the frequency for you guys of study, something to do with study. Could be coming up for you, upskilling. And with the Gemini nodes here for 2.5 years, a lot of us will, to a degree, really be students and having to learn a lot of new things and reading through paperwork. Some of you, this can be medical-related documentation where you're looking at it and trying to understand what it means. But this doesn't even have to relate to you. It could be you're reading somebody else's paperwork, and that's sort of what I'm feeling. You're trying to mentally process it. This month is going to be difficult for that. Neptune being 12th house, as well as you guys being really fantastic, detail-orientated tasks, it may become quite complicated due to Neptune being retrograde. A lot of energy can be in your mind at the moment, all to do with your connection. So trying to concentrate can be a little bit difficult. And I'm seeing you trying to concentrate and like, what do I keep? What do I leave? And it's more, what do you retain from that mental mindset? I also feel you guys are making a plan of action moving forward, because what you're wanting to move towards can be these luxury energies and brighter life, brighter connections. The work and the energy is for the intent of building, I'm sensing. So there is a bit of a delay in a sense of you tuning into what you feel you need to do and how you're going to deal with some of these scenarios. I'm also sensing there could be, let me get into it. Okay, with your money. I feel you're being hard on yourself at the moment in your financial sector. Again, I do feel it's due to the fact that you have some plans. It's also expenses I'm hearing. I'm going to pull a clarifier. Yeah, there could be also things coming up that are new in it. How do I space it? Either children-related dynamics, especially since we do have the energy of education here. But wanting this fresh start more so than anything. This fresh start, you're having to be very strict with yourself. Now, I feel this isn't all facets of life. It's almost like you're looking at your health, you're looking at your connections, you're looking at your work and anything you're working towards. You might not be articulating it to everyone, but you've got this deep internalization going on, especially in your career sector. If you are working, you're only doing things from a perspective that you're wanting to get consistency in your life. So some of you are doing a job merely for the fact that you are needing that financial stability and you have a plan in mind. Others of you, if you are sending resumes out during Cancer retrograde, it can be a little bit complicated, and they can have very home-related dynamics, children-related dynamics, inner child situations coming up. And it's not to say no, it's more, again, your concentration levels is going to be very testing. If you are working, it's going to be challenging from a mental point of view to create that consistency. I still feel you're going to be able to achieve it. It's just going to be a little bit more testing as per se. Those of you sending resumes out, looking for work, or looking at ways to generate income, I'm feeling there's a need to put one foot in front of the other and take the bull by the horns. Even though we are in a Mercury retrograde, this end cycle of what we're moving through, both with Saturn in Aquarius, we had that small break. It will be at the end of the year, more towards January, moving back into Aquarius. So at the moment, it's moved back into your 5th house. With all of your luck it's funny because it's like, yes, to bring things through, there's going to be something, in a sense, you're going to have to take a direct step with. So it's a major decision you're needing to make, in a sense of what this plan of action is. Now, it can go two ways. It can be really going through your bills, looking at things and reducing where need be. But I feel building, in a sense, more than anything. Some of you even are thinking about your creativity with Neptune retrograde. And psychically speaking and intuitively, you might come up with some real great ideas that have been right under your nose the whole time that you can actually tap into and retrieve an income through. Now, your tribe, as I mentioned, it's going to be a little bit testing, okay? There can be some burdens and responsibilities. There can be some adversity. Some things also that you have been carrying like a wound on your back. Whatever these things are, you're wanting this new energy. You're like, I'm tired of the old. I need some fresh perspective on this. It just keeps occurring. It never ends. And you're seeing the blessing in disguises because you're seeing the elephant in the room. But at the same time, you're looking at it going, you know, maybe you can relate to it differently. We can't change people. We can change the way we directly relate to it. Now, so this can be your surrounding frequencies. Again, your friendship groups, your work pairs, people that you're mixing with. I have pulled a card for your family, which will link in as tribe, but overall 7th house and Neptune is retrograde till the end of the year for you guys and for everyone collectively, but it's your 7th house. Now, in your family, I do feel you might have created some separation, or you may feel like the black sheep of the family in a situation, in a viewpoint, whatever this is. Maybe there is, with separation energy, you haven't seen them for a while and you're about to. Others of you, it's that you feel disconnected from a belief system and a way of being. And, you know, you're not waiting anymore. It's more you might be broaching some very heavy issues that aren't so friendly in nature, that aren't so loving. But I do feel this is a conversational piece. It makes sense. Yeah, about some things that you've learnt. I feel you're going to give them the 101 on life and the 101 on your perspective of things. Something that you read is going to jolt your mind, and you may be seeing it from a different perspective. I'm also seeing some of you need eye testing. Also, if you do have a child, this could relate to them as well. It's something to do with their eyes, I'm sensing. Yeah, I just feel you're going to be really direct when it comes to people around you. Now, for this Capricorn eclipse, we're almost at your romance house, okay? For this Capricorn eclipse, it is falling in your 5th house. You have the Empress. Now, 5th house placement is to do with romance, birth, children, and luck. This energy has been playing out and is going to come. I'm always seeing a washing machine. It's coming full cycle. I'm also feeling, double check what you got in your washing machine. I don't know how this lands, and you've got to tell me. I'm seeing for some of you, especially with the 2nd house placement with Juno there, and Mercury retrograde. Oh, God. Okay. Let me have a look. I'm seeing a washing machine flood. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's come full cycle. Something to do with your duties and just having a lot going on this day. There could be, for some of you, something to do with a washing machine overfull, or the washing machine's not working properly. But a lot of really ironic things occurring on this day. It doesn't have to be it's hitting around the eclipse. It could be after that, and I am feeling it's more after that. But there does feel this frequency of you feel like you're away with the fairies, and you've done the task. You know you've done the task, but something's in there that shouldn't be. I'm even saying a shoe for some reason. I don't know why there's a shoe. Yeah, child's put a shoe in there. Just keep an eye on your washing machine this month. Keep an eye on that thing, because I feel there's a mischievous energy here if you are a parent. Regardless, some of you may be hearing about the birth of a child, and this separately can be a brand new beginning, because it is a full moon in Capricorn. When it comes to your luck, there is a potential there. surrounding energies of you working in them. If you're wanting to birth a child, it's the energy of an old cycle being purged out and this brand new one coming in and launching something brand new. This can be even with what you have as your tribe energy, launching something that's brand new, but there is some reflection back. Yeah, you're going to be, whatever this is that's coming out, that is being launched or started, this new energy within you, I do feel it's very positive. Also, when it does come to your health, all this energy, the work that you're doing, I do feel is quite positive, and I do feel it's healing you. And around the abdomen area, I do feel it's clearing your chakras. Some of you may be having like certain food groups that you need to eat. I'm saying something diet related. There's something to do with eggs and oranges. Some of you may have an allergy. I'm also feeling that there is also a relationship coming full circle, and there can be an announcement of a wedding. I'm seeing 3 major pieces of news coming to you, but it's happiness, but it's surrounding energies around you. But I am also feeling there is a pocket point in the month that can be very testing. Romantically, let's see where you're at. Okay, I told you, you're going to be tense. If this is your energy and you're seeing people around you in this frequency, the Odin energy and Raven energy within this ruin really does link into you coming home to yourself, but this can be people around you and you're doing a lot of healing work inside you. You're feeling that they need to be doing this. This can be bringing you unhinged a bit and making you a bit tense. I do feel you've been strong up until this point, but it's now coming up. It's coming up as to, you know, people around you that maybe try and manipulate you, make you feel some sort of way. You also may be feeling more fatigued and sluggish, but really tired of that in general. I feel there's a person surrounding you that you're not quite trusting, that maybe project back at you, linked into your romantic interest. What does it say? Yeah, it's an X. There's an X. You don't want to move forward with that. And I don't feel it's to do with your person. It can be linked to your person, but there is this jealousy surrounding, almost like the evil eye on you. Sort of a bit jealous of what you've achieved, but they don't understand the work that you've dealt with. You don't quite know how to handle this. Like, you know, with all this energy of the 7th house, I'm really feeling you want to turn over a new leaf. And it is very much linking with this connection. You've learned a great deal, especially to do with the relationships around you. External to you, you know, family conditioning, squabbles, it can even be excess with children and things to that degree. There's external influences that you feel are impacting this. Now, yes, this connection is very, very strong. I will say that. But there has been shady people around you that have affected your vibration. Where they're coming from is wanting a fresh start with you. They're ready to move forward. They just want to drop the dead wood in life and move forward. It's like the last hurrah I'm feeling, but it's not from a dirty nature. It just feels like, let's do X, Y, and Z, and then we can move forward. They had, in the past, they had more freedom. It has felt quite, they're reflecting back to how they felt with you in the early stages. I feel both of you are mirroring each other. Look, in their heart, they want this connection. This is a very, very spiritual connection. This could be a soulmate twin flame connection, really. It's just, this is who they resonate with, whatever they're doing. they're also hearing things through the grapevine through other people. And it's just all this conflict surrounding. I think both of you can directly, you have that kind of wavelength that you have experienced similar vibrations, and you currently may be this month. Both of you are coming from the same perspective. I do feel potentially, if you're not in communication, you might be talking about this direct subject matter. It's like things playing out around you of external influences and, you know, maybe regret of the past. But you're both in the same wavelength. You're both thinking about things in a very similar manner. Yeah, people not acting maturely. Not dealing with their wounds. Not seeing the bigger picture. There you go, you're talking about it. This is a conversation that's going to come up. You may have this conversation thinking of this person and go, wow, I remember them saying this. It's like this deja vu kind of frequency coming through. People around that have not healed themselves, that aren't seeing the bigger picture. This conversation's going to come up. This can be at a gathering. Follow your intuition. Okay, where is your connection going? Yeah, this is not a peaceful situation. I do feel if there's something blocking your paths moving forward on either side of the fence, you guys are really mirroring each other. Really pay attention to the signs. I don't think I need to go any further than this, but I'm going to pull one for the outcome. It's not to do with you guys. It's external. Yeah, you guys are going to see the proof in the pudding this month, but I'm really feeling you guys are just going to focus on what works for yous, not external energies. This is the deciding point. Now, do check in mid-month. People around you aren't going to be acting normal. I'm just saying. They can only heal what they're ready to heal. I do feel both of you decisively are making that decision this month, and it might be just laying low. I feel really having to lay low due to the fact that there can be some real signs writing on the wall. You're also, I do feel for those of you that aren't in communication, I'm feeling a late night call. And the late night call, and I just looked up, it was 2222. The late night call may be in relation to, hey, you know, this has been crazy. This energy's been crazy. There's a late night call. This can even be them turning up at your door. But I will leave it at that. If you are wanting a personal booking, private one, link is below. I'll see you during the month for the twin flame updates. Love and light.